There is not a lot of content about how good is really Hyliion technology, and I think there are few reasons why. First, YouTubers obviously are not mechanical engineers. Second, it is easy to be wrong, because there is not much official information out there. But you know what? Screw it. I will do it anyway. In the worst case scenario, I'll be wrong. Someone in the discussion will correct me, and at the end of the day, we will have a better understanding of what Hyliion really brings to the table of EV vehicles. Oh, it's vehicles. By the way, for all the Hyliion investors, I have a fresh rumor. This one, we are talking about some possible pre-orders. On top of that, there is a new customers, Mone Transport. Hi, this is Money Mike, and in today's video we are talking about Hyliion and their technology. How good is their technology and what make us think that we can actually talk about their technology? To the last question, here is what I found. I found out a presentation that you are not going to find on any official Hyliion website. Instead, for this presentation, I had to log in into a password-protected Dana website, which is a Hyliion partner and supplier for their semi-truck. First off, we are not going to talk about ERX solution. The solution is not here yet, so we cannot talk about it. We will talk about the powertrain solution. We can see that in the Dana presentation, they pretty clear separate what it seems to be a Hyliion technology and what is really Dana's. On the left side, I assume this is what is a Hyliion, and on the right side, this is what I assume is a Dana. So let's first talk about the left side, and to be clear, while explaining what I see as an investor about Hyliion technology, I will try to be as critical as possible. We are looking for a current 4 billion valuation company, and this is a big part of their tech. So let's dive right into that. First of all, we have a battery pack, arguably one of the most important parts of the powertrain solution. This solution was acquired from Gendrum battery division in 2018. Some short sellers tried to push information that it was for $1 million, but the price is not public, so we don't know for how much Hyliion bought it. What we know is that at that time of the purchase, it was pretty good technology. Hyliion claimed it was the best technology at that time for the trucking industry. Hyliion today still keeps this under their brand with support from Toshiba. Then we have a control unit. This part is based on a description trying to optimize the power of the fuel of the truck. This is the part which involves a lot of software and historic data in order to make the most efficient vehicle. The third part is a thermal management system, which main job is to maintain the optimal temperature and eliminate the idle time. This one is quite confusing because in this article, they are mentioning that it is the Hyliion who is providing the packaging and management system and cooling system. But right after, it is written that it is the Dana who offers proprietary cooling technology. So my guess is that there are two cooling parts, but it is definitely confusing. Then we have a co-pilot display that is obviously allowing you to see everything that is happening and some aerodynamic parts. Also, what is not mentioned here is the CNG compressed gas storage tank. Okay, that was the Hyliion part. It is actually surprising it is not that many. Let's talk about Dana on the right side of this presentation. And this is where things starting to be really interesting. Let's open up a different Dana presentation that is promoting their products instead of Hyliion products. So if you look at the presentation, first of all, what the heck is the logo on the background? Okay, let me just put this next to the Hyliion logo. I mean, okay, I get it. It is a CNG and this is the most common icon. You know what? Okay, let me just Google that. CNG icon. Whoops, that's not it. Okay, let's try something else. Renewable energy icon. Whoops. All right. Never mind. It's not important. Maybe. Okay, here are some other things that I cannot overlook after what we went through. Here, the battery packs with battery management systems from Dana. a thermal management, and then we have the system software and controls from Dana. These are the same parts actually we saw from Hyliion, but just in a Hyliion presentation. Here's one more thing that suddenly struck me when I saw this presentation. There is a number of Hyliion cycle durability with a range 10,000 to 20,000 cycles. If you look at the Hyliion presentation, you will see number 30,000 plus cycles. If you look at the article when Hyliion acquired the battery technology, the number is 40,000 cycles. So which number is it? How could we get a range from 10,000 cycles to 40,000 cycles in 3 different materials? This doesn't make me confident as an investor at all. So this is all, a mess. Just after studying this PDF, I made my opinion that Dana is actually committed to go full EV solution, except the one industry, and that is the hybrid industry, as they made it look like there are different batteries used for a hybrid. I don't know how different they must be, but Dana definitely has the technology to go full electric even in heavy duty trucks without the technology of Hyliion. More confusing is that Dana is actually promoting Hyliion in this presentation. Such a complicated cooperation they must have. I don't understand it as an outsider. What is strange is how Dana doesn't see Hyliion as a competitor. I don't know what they have in contract, but this is actually what scares me. I just don't know. I don't know. But back to Dana technology, we have 4 parts and 3 of them are moving objects that are allowing the Hyliion technology to work. I was hoping I'm able to find prices of each individual parts, but I couldn't. So let's make a total random guess that what we see on the left is about 30% of the value of the Hyliion solution. Software might be another, let's say 30%, and the last 30% would be the Dana mechanical parts, which we can see on the right of the presentation. From the Hyliion presentation, you can find out that with the new truck, you don't need most of the Dana parts. In fact, you could save 50% because new trucks don't need all the additional parts. That kind of makes me think that half of the cost of Hyliion solution is actually the Dana parts. This was something about their technology. I promised to give unbiased opinion, and I think I delivered that. Hyliion is nowhere near someone like Tesla with the technology. I don't think they are currently worth 4 billion in a book value, but I'm sold on the CNG future. And at the end of the day, Hyliion is not covering that, at least what CTO Patrick Sexton said. And he said, we are not inventing anything over the next couple of months to make this product successful, said Hyliion CTO Patrick Sexton. We are leveraging off-the-shelf validated technology with really reputable tier 1s that have a good knowledge of the Class 8 industry, and by that he means Dana. So this battle of EV trucks, it comes down to what else is on the market. So let's talk about that. Volvo electric solution FE Electric is, according to Volvo, able to travel up to 124 miles. Yeah. Tesla semi-truck will have an electric range from 300 or 500 miles with capacity excluding vehicle weight for about 43,000 pounds. And then we have Daimler unveiled a new Mercedes electric semi-truck, Gen H2 truck. It will have a range of 621 miles and payload, some source said of 50,000 pounds and some said similar to Nikola, since it is similar technology on hydrogen. It will be available for trials in 2023. Then we have Nikola. Nikola hydrogen semi-truck will have 500 to 750 miles range with capacity excluding vehicle weight of about 48,000 pounds. Hyliion current powertrain solution have the same capability of CNG truck. ERX solution will have 1,300 miles range, which is almost double than anyone else, and capacity excluding vehicle weight of about 53,000 pounds, which is slightly higher than anyone else. So on paper, it is still the best solution across the whole market. Let's move from that and let's talk about some new Hyliion customers. The latest announcement on Twitter, it is the Mone Transport that is adding a Hyliion trucks to their fleet. This company has 50 plus trucks, so it's not that big of a deal, but still getting the word out there is the key for this technology. And now let's talk about the rumor, a potential new Hyliion customer I couldn't overlook. That Hyliion is lately interacting with a company called Anheuser-Busch. Anheuser-Busch. I know I pronounce it properly. And here is why that company is strategically important for any EV trucking company. Anheuser-Busch in 2018 placed an order for potentially 800 hydrogen electric power semi-trucks from Nikola. The progress was released on 21st of November 2019, where they finished their first zero-emission delivery. The problem is we didn't hear about that any type of a progress since then. It has been 1 year without any news. So the question is that deal off? It is definitely odd. On top of that, Anheuser-Busch has already transitioned more than 180 trucks in St. Louis and Houston to renewable natural gas in 2019. Let's summarize that. There is an order for potentially 800 trucks from Nikola, waiting 2 years with little or no progress. There are 180 CNG trucks purchased in 2019. And then we have a Hyliion, who can literally turn any CNG Class 8 truck into a vehicle beast. I mean, if you don't see these dots connecting, then I'm doing something wrong. Hyliion would be the perfect partner to transform their CNG fleet to EV, electric vehicles, or even introduce them to a Hypertruck ERX technology. Since this company is already on CNG and negotiated the price of the CNG with the ANG, which is a supplier of CNG, this is the most logical step for them to do. What is it that I'm suggesting? Nikola might not get the deal if they screw up. There are companies like Hyliion knocking on the door, and Nikola is, by the way, right now busy making a Badger, which is competing with the Tesla, and 2,500 garbage trucks, which, by the way, are absolutely different vehicles than the semi-truck. Also busy making a network of 700 hydrogen fuel stations and some other weird stuffs that actually no one asked for. Tell me about being busy. All I want to say is I wouldn't be surprised if Nikola wouldn't be able to deliver and Hyliion would just take over. Here's why it is more than just one customer for Hyliion. Anheuser-Busch is considered an environmental activist. This company is organizing Eclipse Summit in St. Louis, bringing together the top 100 senior partners to talk about the sustainability. You have to look at this company as a first adopter with a huge impact on the companies surrounding them. First adopters generally have a high impact on the new customers. This is why this partnership would be more strategic rather than just a regular customer. Keep in mind that Hyliion is projecting the 7-year total cost of ownership will be under $280,000, which is about 35% better than diesel trucks and 36% better than the unreleased Tesla Semi based on the numbers secretive Elon Musk once released. The ERX could also be 55% more cost effective than Nikola 2. At this point, Nikola 2 has to reinvent their truck before they even bring it to the market. It feels like we will have to see Nikola 3 before seeing the Nikola 2 on the road, which is crazy. And this is why I like Hyliion. It is not the highest tech on the market, and they don't have to be. There is very little competition, at least for now. The only thing is I wish they would be better in communicating with their investors. What is their technology? What is their plan? And how it's going. Their technology will be the first as well as their infrastructure. And this is actually the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I am about to post my monthly update on my portfolio with the goal to get from $28,000 to $1 million. So the question is, how close did I get to my target? All I can say, I got some pretty insane gains, so consider subscribing and joining the most ambitious community on YouTube. So see you guys next time.